start one with, we're now live.
Yeah, we're live. There we go. Okay. So we got started late today. Sorry about that. Totally my fault with overlapping meetings. Thank you, Vanessa, for the update. We totally missed it. I
Start
didn't have a
one
recording going.
with,
But
we're
we're
now
live on
live.
YouTube now, everybody. Yeah, we're live. There we go. Okay. See? And there's my echo. So, Kevin, if you could tell us a little bit about your world and Exos, that would be awesome.
Perfect. So thanks, Kent. So ultimately, what I wanted to mention today, and perhaps give a quick demo is we've been speaking with the community member Sushant, who runs a platform called Sway, and Sway essentially is a collaboration tool that allows for decision making. And we want to test it in the ExO economy for the projects that want to receive Exos. And so I want to quickly share my screen and head over to Sway, and so ultimately what and wait, let me actually stop sharing and share my entire screen. Let's get rid of that. So if we head over to Sway here, this is what it'll look like as a user. And when you come in, you can either create a new proposal or you can collaborate. And if I look at my proposals, I've put together a proposal for this funding for exponential ideas over here. If I click on my proposal, I then can collaborate here. It does give you a number of steps to tell you how you can actually collaborate, right? And so what we've done is those questions that Yaroslav put together last week. We've put those questions in here, so people would be able to go through those, answer those questions. And then once that's done and they've submitted a proposal, members of this core team will then be able to, and I'll send out invites to Sway, will then be able to come in and actually vote for that particular idea. They will be able to say what they think the strengths are, ask any potential questions, say what they think any weaknesses are. And in that way, bulk up the idea, have a bit of collaboration, and then the idea can then move forward to an approval, right? And so ultimately, what this idea still needs, I've set up a few criteria. So we've said. And these can completely change, right? So we've said that 75% of people will think it's a good idea. There'll be 10 votes. There needs to be at least 3 pieces of feedback and 2 strengths and 2 weaknesses. Now, this has just been set up this way as we go, but ultimately this can be changed. And this way, it then allows us to actually have somewhere where there can be a bit of collaboration, and we can ultimately make a decision. So once something reaches all those criteria, it then essentially is graduated and can then be accepted for funding. So this is a tool that we've just got. We'll just start to use. So I will invite folks that are regulars to this call, and we can then start using this for the proposals that that people have for receiving Exos. So each time someone's interested in a proposal, we'll then add them to Sway, and they'll then be able to fill out their proposal, and we can use it as a tool there. So the cool thing is it's working with a community member and his platform, and also hopefully a tool that we find valuable. So that's what I wanted to share today.
That's awesome. Decision making in a distributed fashion is difficult governance, and we hope that this tool will help. So if you get invited to Sway, please take some time to dig in there and help. And I'm sure that Sushant and the Sway team would appreciate any feedback we want to give. They're also early in their journey, dear friends, and they have effectively donated the software to us for a period of time. Not forever, but for a period of time, so that we can give it a workout, learn from it, and see if it embeds well. So far we've approved 4 projects. Now we have a process where we might be able to push, frankly, any number of projects through, and then find out how we build in the necessary members of our community, this core and beyond, to help us evaluate those for the effectively for the merit of being graduated and then sent over to the Treasury for funding. So pretty powerful stuff when you think about how it all can work. It's not working yet, so now we have to make it work. so there's that. Thank you, Kevin. Eric, do you want to go? You've got a lot going on out there. You are on mute, sir.
Thank you. A rare. Yeah, so I was just saying thanks, everyone. And we are wrapping up a month-long kind of, community education effort with educating folks on tokens. And so tomorrow night, Wednesday, October 28th at 7:00 p.m. Eastern is kind of our last session for the month that we had planned. And it's with OpenExO and Exos, of course. And this time we're doing it in Spanish. So we did the English version last week. That recording is up and available and posted if anybody wants to watch that. We are still looking to distribute Exos to participants who showed up for the English one. And then, of course, we have an allocation for participants for tomorrow night's Spanish version. So looking forward to that. And for leaders on that, we've got 2 lined up. We've got Karina Besprovan, as well as we actually have Lorena Palma from Rotanio as well. So they'll be kind of tag teaming. I think Lorena will be driving, but Karina will be there riding shotgun the whole time. So we're going to use more or less the same deck that we did last week for English, obviously translated into Spanish. We'll do the hands-on with downloading of the Exos non-staking wallet, right? And then depending on how things go, we will most likely distribute the Exos post webinar. But if we do have time, obviously we'll do that live as well. But so we're looking forward to that.
Kent, you are on mute.
So sorry, there's just a lot of noise here in my house today, so I keep putting on a mute. But it's amazing, Eric, because we talked a couple months ago about doing education. We're at the end of a 1-month drive for education in the community. I think that we now need to find ways to drive more attendance. So, back to the marketing discussion, Vanessa, about how we can leverage Ray and the team in order to drive more people into the educational aspects, because we have still a huge gap in education about Exos throughout our very own community, much less outside. So lots to do there. And thank you for that, Eric. Why don't we jump over to Gerardo? Do you want to give us an update today?
Yeah, sure. So I will share my screen. So as you know, we're working in this project, Mana Marketplace. The goal is to democratize regenerative local food economies. So for this week, we have 2 new posts in the marketplace. So we're looking for urban and peri-urban regenerative farming experts. So the call will happen next week. So we invite this project. Sorry?
Sorry. Sorry about that.
Okay. So we invite the community to apply for this one. So we want someone with practical first-hand experience. And we have another post. It's an expert in platform marketplace and communities. So we want to gain perspective on revenue streams, do's and don'ts, powerful or ideal value propositions. We know some models like matchmaking, community creation, etc. But we want to invite these experts to talk with us. So I invite the whole community to apply, and we are very excited to attend these calls and to learn from the experts in the community.
That's awesome. Thank you. Definitely a subject we need to be all piling some degree of effort into. So you know I will. So thanks for that, Gerardo. Why don't we go over to Yaroslav next, please?
Sure, I'm happy to. By the way, it's great, Gerardo, to see the two posts. I actually noticed them today, so I was wondering where they are from. So now I know. I think it might be. I don't know. I'm just thinking it might be nice. I don't know what you're thinking, but it might be nice somehow to like promote that this project is partially being supported by the ExO Economy, and that other people have a chance to apply for their own projects. Maybe like something at the bottom of that post or something like that. I think it will be very powerful. And now basically with the system that Kevin has shown, we have a way that we can really kind of publicly announce it, and we can have people apply. I think that could be quite exciting just to create that buzz in the community. From my side, I wanted to share something that Anastasia has done, which I really like. So when we finish the code certification course, on the final disruption session, we invite community members just to come and observe. And we had this time around about 20 people came to observe. And there is a kind of a small competition where they can provide some observations about what they saw. And then when they provide the observation, Anastasia makes it anonymous and sends it to all of them, and they vote for the best one. And I think the top 3 people win some Exos. So I think it's a nice, very simple use case that we are doing on the code certification. But actually, I think it's something that could also be used in the economy, where we could just submit a topic, and people could maybe submit some short submissions or something like that, and then they each, like, we don't even need to vote. Basically, then we give them some criteria and they vote on their own, and it's anonymized, and the ones that have the most votes can get some Exos. So I think that could be quite nice to showcase the power behind the community and what is possible. So I wanted to share that as a kind of use case. Otherwise, on the certification, we have last week and this week, people posting again opportunities, and it's working very well with the little updates on the side that Antonio Kent and the team that they have made. So I think now it's easier to find, and we usually find a good amount of applicants. We had one, I just be curious. We had one person posting around public sector organizations. So it might be interesting to see like how to attract some of the fast track experienced people to give an advisory call around that, because it's quite specific to that. So I think those are the main updates, Kent, from my side this week.
And since we're broadcasting, just so anybody that is watching can see, Bob just mentioned is a modification that was made to the platform just a few weeks ago now to surface opportunities here on the right-hand side that come from the marketplace. The key here is that these opportunities are tailored based on your certifications. So you see my opportunities. These are for me right now. But if you're logged in, you have a different set of certifications, like, I don't know if this is the right. So where would my certifications be? Purpose? No, I don't even remember. But anyway, I think over here somewhere. So whatever certifications you have, okay, there's my big long list of shields. Whichever ones you have are the ones that will surface for the right-hand sidebar here. Okay, so if you just have foundations, you'll see a lot less. And in fact, if you have no certifications, it shows this little thing that encourages you to go check out the certifications, which is pretty cool. And remember, Foundations is free, and it opens up the marketplace for free. So something to consider. And then across the top, you get all the events that are being hosted and posted by our own community members. Last I checked, there were 10 active events that also show up on openexo.com/events. They also show up over here on the See All Events page. So all that stuff is related. So thanks for mentioning it, Yaroslav, and just a little bit of visuals to help people who might not know about all that. Okay. How about next we jump over to Najib? I know there were some wallet updates. I did an upgrade. And what else do we need to know about Exo's technology operations?
Yes, I just very quickly, I want to share here something that's important. We did an update on the cloud wallet, Exos Electrum, during this weekend. It's very important. Basically, we have some bug fix, but the most important is from now on, in the way that we have been working is that once we have a release, main release, we were doing some small updates. We would call those builds, but those builds were not notified on the tool. That was one of the things that we were changing on the code, because we want people just to have the latest version of the builds that we already test. Then everyone that already have the wallet, we invite you just to update to this version. The latest version is 3.310. If you open your wallet, you will see that that update is here. And from now on, if you go up to version 3.310, every time that we push a build, you will have it here. And how is differentiated a main release from a build? For example, a build is going to be 3.310.12, or everything that is related with the build is an extra digit after here. But we want to be everyone to be up to speed every changes that we are implementing, because from now on, we are going to implement a few things that we require people to be up to. Then I will imagine most of you guys may have the version 3.38, and we invite you just to upload the new thing. It's just double click, download the version, install it. You don't need to do anything related with files in the back or update. Your list or description or tags inside the wallet will be there. There's nothing that is changing there, but under the hood is some changes and some bug fixes that we require people just to be able to update them. So far, that's on this side, but we require everyone, the one thing that is very important, I think I already mentioned last week, is if you are on 3.38 and you are in a multi-signature wallet, you must, all the participant or signers in the multi-signature wallet need at least to be in the 3.39. Between version 3.38 and version 3.39, we change the backend servers and we change a lot of stuff. Then we must require, I know that some people have contacted me that the wallet didn't work, and that basically it is, and all of them had the notification about to update the wallet. Then it's very important to keep your wallet updated.
So thank you for that. And anybody who's in the treasury, obviously you need to go update now, if not sooner. So yes, get that please done. And yeah, and we'll go from there. All right, Najib, any forward-looking statements at all that you want to share? You don't have to, about what's upcoming for folks.
The upcoming is we're still doing a lot of testing. We bump into this one, and it's on the other staking wallet. And believe it or not, even that this is a cloud wallet, all of this is very well orchestrated in the terms that all of need to be compatible with what is the underlying technology that is a unique blockchain. Then we were doing those changes, and we bumped with some changes that we need to do on this one, because we want, even again, one is a cloud wallet, means it's not a staking wallet, and the other one, the new one that is coming, is a staking wallet with HD. But at the end of the day, we want those seeds, those 12 words, to be able to work in both wallets. Then it's a lot of coordination, and that's the next thing that is coming.
Could you share anything about the Oceany EXO work and how it ties into the Exos blockchain? I know it's preliminary, but it's exciting. And even though it's not all done.
I can mention, and maybe next week I can show, because the idea is to release the app for everyone, and that end is not limited to. But basically, what we are doing, and it's involving the blockchain, is we are collecting pictures. In this case, the pictures are not trivial pictures, or in this case, an oil spill, a disaster. And those pictures are going to be used as an evidence. But then we need to be able that evidence is no, it's not tampering, and then we are collecting, bring it to the cloud in a safe way, end to end, and we are putting that evidence into Exos blockchain. That's saying later on it can be knowing that each picture itself we are collecting directly from the underlying on the phone, both Android and iOS platform, and each picture not only has the picture itself and videos, but it has all the information that the picture brings, not only the image, but at what time it was collected, at what time it was taken, what was the latitude and longitude of that picture, and some other information, believe it or not, that is beyond what you see. And then we immediately correlate that information, put it into the blockchain, but we will show it in a map, and that's when people can start to share the what is going on into these kind of disasters.
That's great. Najib, we have a question from the audience here. Gerardo has asked, how long does it take on average to generate one Exos using the staking wallet? Now, he's asking from his own context. So I answered, well, the network generates one Exos a minute. That's how that approximately, that's how that works. But that your how fast it will take you is estimated by your wallet, by the way. You can hover over it. It'll tell you. But also it's related to how much you're staking and how long you've been staking it. Would you like to elaborate on that? And I believe you wrote a document about this and published it somewhere. I don't know if that thing ever published.
Yes, like Ken mentioned, in theory, we have a block time of 60 seconds, even though that really in real practice is 67 seconds. And if you go to there where we have the stats, is the maximum that the blockchain has been waiting for to do a blockchain. Now that we have more and more nodes, it is 4 minutes, but it usually it's like something like around 70 seconds. But then going back to the point that I will imagine is if I have X amount of tokens, how long is going to take me just for that? It is two factors there. Is of course the number of tokens that you have there. But even if I have, we'll explain a little bit on the underlying method to calculate it very quickly without to get too much into trouble with the cryptographic part. It is like even if I have, I would say 10,000 Exos and you have 100 Exos, I may have a slightly less possibility, but I still have possibility to create a block. And why? Because part of the way that is done is even imagine that each way to produce a new block depends of a coin, and that coin is the amount exactly. But every time that coin produces a new block, that coin is split in two. Actually, it's split in 8. And then those 8 enter to wait for 500 blocks, meaning you have those that you supposedly have more than 10,000 times that I do have. I may have in that slightly time, those are 500 blocks. By the way, 500 blocks is 9 hours. Then the chance to compete for you. Then there is where stochastically is chances for everyone to participate and create new blocks, even if I do have more tokens that you do, because every time that I create a block, my tokens, otherwise what it could happen is every time if I create more blocks, I will be having more chances to create more blocks, and then it will be concentrated. It's very important, that concept. And that concept comes that every time that you create a block, you split that in 8, but those 8 need to wait 500 blocks too. Then there you have chances because you are competing with more people, but those that you were competing with more chances need to wait 500 blocks. I want to not make it too much complicated, but it's very...
Sorry to interrupt you, Najib. It just occurred to me that we need to hire an animator to make a little animation of that particular topic. This has come up so many times, which is why I wanted to give it airtime here today, Gerardo, but because it's exactly the right question. But Najib, I actually do know a really good animator. It would be interesting to see if she could do a version of that.
And by the way, this is super heavy in the way I try to bring in the less technical possible, but that's something that actually recently someone asked me exactly the same question. I say, I'm going to try to see without to go to the cryptographic, because why people think that they do have less amount of token, they know they don't have a chance to make or participate in that, which is wrong. It is a lot of chances for you to do it.
All right, we'll make it into a flip book, yeah, and we'll send those out with a QR code on them, like little flip book wallets of how staking works.
I would try to just to make it more simple, less time.
All right, so we'll practice. Let's go to Michelle, Michael, and we'll let Cesar close us out today, so we end on time.
As I mentioned last week, in Chile, we're working on a platform. It's called Divergenti in Spanish, or Divergenti, like Cesar likes to call it in English. It's a platform that we're doing to facilitate the work of smaller enterprises in their effort to modernize and to digitize and in their digital transformation. So we're looking to help them to go through this in a quicker way, linking them with specialists from the other side who know how to do this. And the idea, we're almost there. We're now working on the how to recruit and how to invite more specialists in the areas that we need, like digital marketing, e-commerce, the digital mindset, how to incorporate all of these ideas into the traditional enterprise. And we had the plan to test those with several real cases. And this week we got news that we won partially, not only we won a grant to apply this idea for 30 small businesses during the 5 or 6 months. So this will be a chance to test this and to apply all what we learned. And the idea is to use the token to encourage people to use it, the small companies to use it, like asking for help, and for the specialists to gain tokens, giving that help or giving that advice to companies. So it is taking form. It is still it still needs some time, and I'm glad to see some ideas that Gerardo mentioned, like he has this marketplace, and I hope we can learn something from that. We have a lot of interested people that are helping us with this project, and eager to see how we can put all the parts that it will work all like one machine. This is what I have till now, and I hope next week we can have more. And we are on the look to see where other people have applied this. I mean, what real case studies have worked, and how we can learn from their experience. If you know,
I had a funny idea, Gerardo and Michelle, because we are broadcasting this. There are people watching live. How can they contact you? So if you would like, you could just maybe just hold up a piece of paper, or whatever you want to do so that it's there and people can pause the video and see if they're interested in your project that you're working on. How might they contact you? And just, you can do that silently. There's no need to say anything. Just that way people will know how to find you. Just use Zoom as it works here, and go from there. So let's jump over now. Michael, and then Cesar, please. We have 8 minutes, so we'll only really be getting through updates today because we started late, but we'll pick it up in between.
So I'll keep it brief. No major updates from my side. I'm observing course in token economics, and basically trying to figure out a viable token model is hard. That's kind of like the key summary. Maybe soon we'll have some better tools, to think about those systems. And it's good to see, like something's humming along and just trying to decentralize, let's say, the whole approach. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all the projects just coming back with first results, and finally getting, the team for the ExO Economy Core, sourced from the community, by the community.
Fantastic. I've been in contact with a couple of folks that have applied to those various positions, and here we go, Gerardo. Yeah, so it doesn't like your green, your virtual background, so it's a little hard to read, but that's okay. We'll sort it. Good. So yeah, I mean, let's use this space, right? Use our little windows here that we're in to share. Hopefully, things that people need to see. By the way, not stuff they shouldn't see. But yeah. All right. So thank you, Michael. Cesar, how are things?
Yeah, all good. I think it's great to have Michelle here and giving the update directly on Divergenti. Also, Eric providing a lot of inputs on Rutanio. That's great. I would like to add a couple of things on the project on Chile and Divergenti. I've been talking to the team there because I think there is a good use case for Exos program to support this coming experiment that the team is putting together. So hopefully soon we can come back here with a proposal to get some additional support also with Exos. So I wanted to highlight that. It's not ready yet. We still need to work a little bit more on that, but that's coming. Then on Rutanio, the team keep working hard on use cases and distribution. One of the things that are happening as we speak is further integration with another marketplace in Colombia, which is also from another member of the ExO ecosystem. So I think that's something good that will have more exposure initially to Rutanio, but also the plan will be once that's done with Rutanio to do it as well with ExO, because that's the plan. Even if it's a local staff, it can be good for both for Rutanio and for ExO. So all that keep developing, and now we get some additional support locally. As I mentioned, the international success was overwhelming the local development, and now we get additional resources locally in Medellin, and we are starting to catch up. So that's good. And then maybe the other thing that is worthy to mention is the project in Miami, which is another sister economy. It is evaluating something cool that I see is a great complement to the whole ecosystem. It's an stable coin that makes sense for the blockchain center Miami, makes sense for the North America market. And we still need to figure out how to best maximize that into the ExO ecosystem, the Rutanio ecosystem, the Divergenti ecosystem, et cetera. But definitely it is a great addition because it's a project that is part of the family, but it's coming from a different optic, and it will provide additional capabilities to all the different projects here.
That's fantastic.
So we'll keep you posted.
Awesome. So we got a question from the YouTube channel, so I'll get that out. What's the difference between Electrum and Qt Wallet? which one should I use to stake tokens? So there are a couple of different things to do here. Number one, if you're a member of the OpenExO platform, go there, go into the community, search for staking, and you will find a whole series of posts that I put there that explain this in much more detail than I'll get into in the moment. But the answer about if you want to stake with your Exos token is you must use the QT wallet today. And I have posted a link in the YouTube channel that will give you the link to the tools section of the Economy website, which will explain all the different wallets and give you the links off to the GitHub repos. Under every circumstance, always go to the GitHub repository /ExO Economy if you're going to be downloading wallets. Don't take them from anywhere else ever. Always get them from source. So go there and you'll be able to find it. And Najib is adding more information into the chat right now. Thank you, Najib, about that. So thank you. And the Electrum wallet is what we call the cloud wallet. It's a HD or heuristic deterministic wallet that allows you to basically manage your keys and your tokens in a different way. And it has different implications if you lose the original files. I would consider it probably a little bit safer in terms of longer term token storage. And if you want to do multi-signature, which you do if you're managing any significant amount of tokens for a treasury or what have you, then you absolutely want to use the cloud wallet or the HD Electrum based wallet for that. Beyond that, please check out those posts. If you're not a member of the community, it's free. Go join at community.openexo.com, I think. If anybody's got the right link, check that out, and we'll go from there. But awesome to see interaction from the public broadcast. We folks here are in this meeting trying to tie this meeting into a broader world. Use tools like Sway to help with decision making in a distributed environment. This is a form of governance, and it's very interesting to see it evolve. And we do take an iterative evolutionary approach to this. So we're very open to ideas. You can email. Anybody can email at economy@openexo.com. If you have questions, that goes into a help support queue that is personed by members of this very group that you see on the screen. So that's all my public service announcements for today. And I'm really excited about all the amazing work that everybody's doing. And Eric and Gerardo and Michelle and Yaroslav, you guys are and Anastasia, who was mentioned earlier. This is the driving stuff that's moving transactions through the network. And Exos exist as a proxy to the underlying capability of the community members, the OpenExO community members. It's a way that we can trade our capabilities on a peer-to-peer exchange in a global marketplace. That's just kind of outrageous that we can do that, and I love it. So thanks so much. And with that, I think we were winding down, and I'll do since we're live, I'll do this for everybody here. Oh yeah, so good meeting everybody. Yay. Thank you. And with that, it's a wrap. All right. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, guys.